is everybody. Welcome to Main Streets. What is on Main Street? Did I get that right? Yeah. Where am I? What am I doing?
There he is, the Goolesby.
Our leaders. Broadway. Yes, at 10 a.m. There's people down there already. I'm sure alcohol is flowing. When I did that, they said I had a problem. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Not casting aspersion or question anybody. I'm just saying.
I don't want to spark an investigation. I'm just letting you know it might be out there.
Look at these two bottom over in the left-hand corner. They got like fanny packs, matching fanny packs. Bottom, a left-hand corner. Under
They're
there.
waiting for their Segways. Their Segways are in the shop, and they're waiting for them to get out.
There's a tour guide there explaining to them.
Tell me that's not a Segway crew.
Oh, that is a tour guide. He is explaining to them, and they've got their fanny packs or whatever you want to call those kind of packs.
They look like they're in athletic position.
They're in. We got over here on the street. We got a pickup truck full of traffic cones. Looks like. Yeah. Anyways, it is a beautiful day to be out and roaming around Nashville. You know.
It is, man. It is. It always looks real nice, especially even though we got the L on Sunday.
Oh yeah, you had to go there.
I had the privilege to watch the game, but
were you there?
Yeah, so I went. I did go to the game. That's why my voice is a little not as manly as it usually is. You know, I usually sound like Thor.
A little prepubescent.
Welcome to Morning on Main Street.
You're going to the change again.
Do you guys want to go play dodgeball? Hold on, I'm going to move it to another room, and we're going to move together. Ready? Here we go.
Sure. Let's go.
Uh-oh, MTV Cribs.
Oh, man. Want to go listen to my Bon Jovi tapes?
Oh.
Okay.
What are you doing, Jason?
I'm not much of a live football game. I love football, especially college football. But I am so much like I really like the comfort of my home. But I will say,
right,
I like to go once a year. I like to go
to a Titans game,
yeah, or something. And it's always neat to kind of be there in person. But I really don't like the large crowds, and everybody moving in one direction,
shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, it kind of makes me feel cattleish.
Oh, one who feels of cattle.
And I remember several years ago,
mm-hmm.
I was born and raised in Alabama. And several years ago when Nick Saban first came to Alabama, the second year he was there, we went down to the A-Day game, which is the big spring game.
Right.
And we were just walking and talking, and we were really excited. There's 70,000 people there. And somebody said, do you know where we're going? And I'm like, no, dude, I'm just following everybody. So it's true with these big crowds.
Exactly.
You have a lead cow, and if one takes off, we're just like cattle. We just follow the lead cow.
And I will do that. That's the thing. I will do it. You
know what? If you wound up in the wrong place, you've gotten some good exercise. But their odds are really high that they're going to the same place you are. Right?
Exactly. I feel that way about cars, and I feel like it's just not the same principle. Like if I'm lost and I'm driving and I see a car like pull off, I'm like, you know what? They look like they know where they're going. So I'm going to follow them.
True story. Many years ago when the Predators were new in town, and this was back when you went into the arena, they would give you little pamphlets that explained the game to you, because
Best word ever. Pamphlet. Best word.
Pamphlet. So ice hockey was such a new thing. And basically ice hockey is really like soccer, right? Soccer on ice, like offside rules and things like that. But I didn't know anything about soccer either. So back in the days, you go to Predators games, they would give you these pamphlets.
Right.
Pamphlets.
Great
word to pamp. A pamphlet.
Pamp it up.
Pamp it up. Pamphlet. It almost sounds like it seems like a piece of meat, like pamphlet. Like,
Well,
did you ever
yeah,
have
exactly.
pamphlet?
It's
Like a
like,
little smoke,
how do you want your meat cooked? I'd like it pamphlet.
like, I'm not very hungry. Can I have a pamphlet? A little small cut of meat, a
It's like
cut.
way too expensive though.
So I went to this. Me and my buddy went to this game,
Right, right.
and this match as a game or match, a hockey match or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. We had been once before and had gotten we had got on the jumbotron for the fan of the game because we'd act real crazy and
Right.
stuff. And we got
Wait,
beat.
you, Jason Goolesby, act a little bit crazy.
Oh yeah, and back in those days there was alcohol involved. All right, so
What?
uh, yeah, not anymore. But so we had gotten beaten by some little kids, and we had decided this time when we went back, if we got if we wound up to get on the screen, we were not going to get beat. So my
Right.
buddy we left his apartment in Hermitage, and he had two big blue sombreros.
Okay.
We took those sombreros to the game. And just so happened we were rocking one little section where the cameraman could get to us real easy because we were on the front part, like the very front row where the walkway was.
Of
And they
course.
started playing Cotton Eye Joe, man. And here we started dancing.
This is our time.
Our time. And in a really weird act, my buddy Tim White is one of my best friends still. And
Right.
shout out to Tim, who's probably not watching. He started spanking my belly while we were dancing. And
Just to put it really over the top.
to put it over the top. And so, and then the fans voted on it,
Mm-hmm.
And we got the most cheers. And when they replayed our little thing, and we got the most cheers. Now, the time before we got beat out, they won
That's a huge honor.
It is. It
You
is.
can't just skate past that.
And
That's huge.
Every once in a while, somebody here in Lebanon will say, "Do you remember that night you got fan of the game?" Because there were some people there from here.
Oh, right.
So that first time we got beat out, the prize was a year supply of Papa John's pizza.
Whoa.
Guess what the prize was when we won?
What?
4 bottles of fantastic cleaning products. That's what the prize. All that work and all that recognition and win. And we get and my buddy who was rather hefty like myself, I said, "Dude, man, they looked at us and they're like, them dudes don't need any pizza." I bet their apartments are dirty. Let's give them
trade prizes.
Let's give them some fantastic cleaning products and save the year of Papa John's for tomorrow night.
It's like, I know you probably like pizza, but how clean do you like your apartment?
But where I was going with that is when we went to try to get out of the game, nobody would let us out, dude. And I just got out of the car, took my sombrero, and went out there and stopped and started directing traffic and let enough people out of our lot until we got out. And then when he pulled out on the road, I jumped in the car and I was trying to get in with my sombrero on.
Yeah, like, hey, it's me.
I eventually had to take my sombrero off to get back in the car.
For hazard reasons.
Yeah, but I jumped out of the car and I put on this sombrero like it was a safety vest or something, like that made me official. But my point being, in a large group, man, people they just kind of, just do whatever, man.
Exactly. They flock. Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like, I was excited to see all the people together. I mean, just the buzz, going into the stadium. So I went to the season opener last year when we got absolutely manhandled by the Arizona Cardinals, where Chandler Jones became our mayor and sacked Tannehill 5 times. So going into it, we're keeping our emotions at bay a little bit. We're like, okay, let's see what's up. Let's see how we do. Tannehill, the way he jogged to the huddle, I was like, he has the most swag of anybody that's here. And so, he did everything he was supposed to. He went through every single read, stayed in the pocket, but not too long. And so, I guess where I'm going with that is we played really well.
Mm-hmm.
They just found the gaps. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like during halftime, a coach sat him down, was like, "Look, they're killing us at this point, and if we don't do this, we're gonna lose. But if we do it, we could win." And they did it. The second thing, obviously. And yeah, I'm not a fighting guy. Never been in a fight. Never plan on being in a fight. But when I was walking out of that stadium, and those Giants fans were just, first of all, where'd they come from? Just chanting in my face,
Wow.
G-Men. I'm like, that. First of all, worst nickname ever. Worst nickname ever. Like, it's just a letter.
That's what you came up with.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, not
Well,
bitter though.
yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that because one of my hobbies, now all my social media AI, the algorithm has picked up that I will watch fan fights. And and it's bad,
They're
man.
like,
I'm
Jason, we got you.
I'm contributing to yeah, we got you. The algorithm is sitting there going, oh, this guy likes fan fights. Let's show him some fan fights. So
Right.
I saw some from the Raiders game yesterday, as a matter of fact. And
Nice.
this dude was he was really not that fast, but he was knocking out people left and right. And I think they must have just been really drunk. He like decked 3 people. They were not in the stands. It was after the game, and
Right.
they were other Raiders fans. So it goes to show you that's the class of Raiders fans.
There you go. Raider on Raider violence.
It doesn't matter. We have nobody on the opposing team to hit. We will hit our own people.
Exactly.
And then this girl came in to try to break it up, and he decked her too. And then the video cut away. But
yeah. Wait, I think I saw that. I mean, he didn't.
Oh, he was decking like 3 or 4 people. He was just. It was almost like a wrestling match. You know.
Very heavy hands.
Yeah, when like in a battle royale or something like that, and there's all these 4 or 5 people going at one guy, and he's just slapping them down. And this is what this guy was. It almost, if it hadn't have been there, I would have thought it was make believe. But I worry. You talk about that, and that's one of my things that I do worry about. That.
What's that?
Like people getting in fights and violence and stuff. I mean,
no kidding. I mean, because it escalates.
It escalates
so fast.
And most of the time, people are going to be cool with it. We went last year,
right,
when it was a freezing rain, partially sleet, towards the end of the year when the Dolphins came to town. So we had a choice of some free tickets and had a couple to choose from, and we chose the Dolphins because of Tua and Tagovailoa and Jalen Waddle, former Alabama guys, and so
we'll fast people.
Yeah, we'll see them. And there was a Steelers fan there in our section, and he was just taunting everybody, and it was, but everybody was laughing. But he had the Steelers jersey on, and they're like, "We still own you," and he knew the record, like how many times the Steelers had beaten the Titans in
right
stadium, and everybody was just laughing, at him and stuff, and then
of course.
And some people like threw popcorn at him, but everybody for the most part was lighthearted. But I'm like, dude, that is so dangerous. I mean,
no, literally, like it's quite a hill to die on. You go to Philadelphia and do that.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. Or
not sure how that will go.
Anywhere where the Raiders fans are. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. No,
so
for sure.
I don't know. You. How old are you, Justin?
I am 27.
Okay, so I don't know if do you ever remember a player that was really good, defensive lineman by the name of Javon Curse?
Oh my gosh, he's my favorite. He's my favorite Titan besides Samari Rolle and Steve McNair. I'm serious.
So Javon Curse, was a all-pro defensive lineman and came from the University of Florida.
I used to wonder why they let him play that position because how big he was. When I was little, I was like, why don't they let? That's not fair.
He's over the weight limit.
Exactly. Right.
So the Titans had played the Raiders out there when it was Oakland or LA or whatever, and they were there was an interview after Javon Curse the game, and because people were throwing, the Titans beat them out there, and they were throwing stuff at them, and somebody asked Javon about the Raiders fans, and he goes, "Man, they's just ignorant." And to this day, and then there was a local radio station that would play that soundbite over and over and over.
Of course.
They would say, "Man, they's just ignorant." So me and my wife to this day, who was not my wife then,
right?
Something happened that's stupid. And I say, man, that just ignorant.
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 They better
I
ask
love
about
that.
me.
I love that word, man. They's just ignorant.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Oh me.
Let me get to the weather for the folks here.
Okay.
Real quick. The weather is brought to you by Roy's Meat Service, your local meat Nashville shop. I know I said that wrong, I think. What local Nashville meat shop. There it is.
There
Okay.
you go.
Whether it be a bologna sandwich, mac and cheese, ribs, or an RC Cola, you'll be in heaven. Everyone's so nice and attentive. Highly recommended. Me and Jason are going to go try the Es Fernando's quesadillas because they're fantastic. We can even go get the quesadillas, Jason, and then cook them at home because they provide barbecue to go.
Oh,
So
wow.
they'll give you the recipe. So maybe we should start one up. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna have to keep going to Roy's. But as far as the weather for today, we're looking at a pretty nice day.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, man, crisp. It's the high is 82.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, my voice cracked. Titans.
It's crisp and cracky like your voice.
It's crisp and cracky like my voice. Thank you. Thank you for the analogy. But yeah, low is 58 degrees. Haven't seen 58 in a really long time. No chance of rain. Humidity's down. Hey, get out there and I don't know, dance in the street. Do what people do when they go outside. I'm not sure what that is, but
run some miles.
Okay.
For those that like running, me personally. Look at this guy on the right hand, this cowboy getting into his. The cowboy just got into his red Subaru down there in the corner on the street. It was a cowboy. It was
that's not a cowboy truck.
You can always. There's a cowboy hat there, but there's a cowboy that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
There's a guy with a cowboy hat just got into the red car that's pulling off now. Is that no? It's a Ford. That's not a Subaru. I love Subarus. You can always tell the people that are not from Nashville.
Absolutely.
They wear a cowboy hat. Nobody from Nashville wears a cowboy hat.
Well, let's get out here, take a break real quick. We'll come back. We'll have Terry McCormick is coming to join us later on. He's going to talk Titans. We're going to break that down, that loss, heartbreaking, demeaning, just very sad, upset coming up. So stay tuned. And this has been Main Street Media Television. And as soon as I find the bumper, we're going to break. And I found it.
Do it.
The high school football season is here, and nobody handles Friday nights better than Main Street Media. Here's Zach Womble with details.
That's the name of the game here at Main Street Media and Main Street Preps is, we've been doing this for a long time now, and I think you hit on it. We've got an army of reporters across all of Middle Tennessee. I think there's about 130 schools in the Middle Tennessee area, and we try to cover all of them. We cover about 11, 12 counties at this point. And those Friday night shows, it's we're gonna show that off. We're gonna showcase the talent that we have on the field with reporters across several mid-state games on the weekly basis. So whether you're in Williamson County, whether you're in Giles County or Murray County or Montgomery or Robertson or anywhere in between, we're gonna have you covered from 6 to 11.
Friday Night Live is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, where fans don't let fans drive drunk.
This is Eric Berner with Rockcastle Wealth Advisors. I help people in the pursuit of making their money live as long as they do. People hire me because I use a customized, individualized, and personal approach for the person I'm working with. Everyone's situation is different. If you've lost a spouse or a parent and want to make sure your inheritance is utilized and does not just disappear, I can help with that. Call me at 615-235-1058 or email eric@rockcastlewealth.com.
Jody Jones Dentistry can handle all your dental needs, from the basics to cosmetic procedures. All of this in the nicest dental facility I have ever seen. Jody has done it right. They're located conveniently at 55 Music Square East And for an appointment, it's simple. Dial 615-259-5100 and tell them Plaz sent you.
I'm Bart Durham.
I was sworn in as a lawyer in 1963, and I've been working as a lawyer since then.
We're a firm that does exclusively personal injury, a lot of tractor-trailer crashes. Insurance companies will open up their checkbooks when you force them to.
We have systems that work.
We get the most money for our clients in the shortest amount of time.
I'm Blair Durham. My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
I was looking for a major where I didn't have to do math or science. And when I took, so my sophomore year, I just took a ton of different classes trying to figure out something I liked, and one of them was Journalism 101. And it was like, well, this is great. You get to ask people questions and find out about them and then write about it. What could be better? So that's how I got into it.
Have you heard about the high levels of radon in Middle Tennessee? Radon gas is the second leading cause of lung cancer, second only to smoking, and has no color, no taste, and no smell. The only way to know if you have radon is to test for it. Duret Radon Mitigation offers testing for small and large-scale residential and commercial properties, plus mitigation services. Visit DuretRadonMitigation.com to request testing or get a free estimate for mitigation. That's DuretRadonMitigation.com. Serving Williamson and surrounding counties, Bone and Joint Institute of Tennessee offers comprehensive orthopedic care with 16 subspecialized physicians. Our practice provides high-tech care with a hometown touch. We offer physician clinics, physical and occupational therapy, advanced imaging, and surgical services, including interventional procedures. Call us at 615-791-2630. We're Bone and Joint Institute of Tennessee. High-tech care with a hometown touch.
There it is. There's that music. Now we got the music going. That's me playing piano.
This sound makes me feel Sunday morning. Got a little gospel feel to it. Nobody up on the rooftop drinking yet. What's wrong with you people?
Are they allowed to go up there?
No, is that the one that collapsed? No, I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with downtown to see who. Is that Alan Jackson's? Maybe.
I'm pretty sure Alan Jackson's right there.
Yeah.
Literally, I think he's just chilling there. Oh, there's Brad Paisley.
He's chilling. Garth.
Garth. He always walks across that street like that.
Garth's over there somewhere eating a rack of ribs. His wife prepared on her show.
Yep.
You know, one of my dreams, I would love to be on Trisha Yearwood's cooking show.
Really?
I like to cook. Do you know that?
I did not know that. I
do.
You got to cook me up something then.
I do. I don't do it near enough. And I'm not really fancy. There's just a few things that I can do, and I like to focus on them. But every once in a while, I'm like, hey, I need to try something different because I kind of get stuck in a rut. But
right, I feel that.
I cooked me some shrimp this weekend, and
shrimp.
Cooked some shrimp. I got on some boiled shrimp that I got on sale at Publix. Hey, anyways, now as Titans Insider, is it Titans Insider?
Yes.
Titan Insider.
Titans Insider.
No S.
Titan Insider. Oh yeah. Hey Terry.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing well.
I have followed you for a while, and I've never met you in person, but I absolutely know. I think there's a few people in the Middle Tennessee area sports world that I know, like you and Larry Woody and George Plaster and those guys that I'm like, I just know you. You're like a really much cooler version of Tommy Bryant.
Wow. Oh gosh. That's good company though. I like Tommy. Good dude.
Tommy's a great guy. Okay. Well, Obviously, we're disappointed with the result on Sunday, Terry. What's your 30,000-foot view over just your first take, and then we'll dive into some more specifics.
Well, I think the Titans should have won the game Sunday. I don't think there's any doubt about that. They had every opportunity, being up 13-0, and I think it tweeted out that when you have your foot on a team's throat, you can't let up. And I felt like the Titans kind of let up and let them off the hook, settled for a field goal on a couple of those drives in the first half. And the difference in a 2-score game and a 3-score game can be huge in the NFL. And when the Giants came out and scored early in the third, and then all of a sudden they tie the game up on their next possession, it's like, here we go. So I think the Titans probably look back on that and say this one was right there for the taking early on, and they didn't take advantage of it.
Yeah, and so I hope this doesn't so much the competition in the NFL. They come down to just that one win, and that can come down to 1 second of a whole season. And so I hope this is one that. This could be one that we look back at the end of the season and go, gosh, man, what if we had won that game? But to their credit, Saquon Barkley, talk about him. How good is that guy?
Well, he really looked good. He turned the clock back about 4 years. Looked like he did in 2017, 2018, when he was, really the top back in the NFL. And, he really got it going, 164 yards on 18 carries, averaged about 8 or 9 yards a carry there. So anytime you're doing that, you're doing something right. Now, got to throw 168 yarder in there that helped out. But even when you take that out, he's still averaging about 5 yards a carry, which is any running back in the NFL will take that.
Right. And I think that was some of the question this week as I was listening to sports talk radio and whatnot, as Saquon Barkley has been, has battled the injury bug at times. And so, yeah, he looked like $1 million bucks. And I guess after that win, Daniel Jones, when the Giants drafted him, boy, I think they took a lot of flack for using their first round draft pick on a QB from Duke. I don't know that he was. I still don't know if he was the best one for them to take. But the Giants are living and dying by him, right? They've stuck with him.
Yeah, they did decline his 5th-year option. So this is make or break for Daniel Jones. He's either going to get the job done this year, and then they'll try to work out a long-term deal or maybe put the franchise tag on him, or they'll go their separate ways at the end of the year. Now, it's interesting with Brian Daboll, now the head coach of the New York Giants. He comes from the Buffalo Bills system, obviously having been the offensive coordinator there and working with Josh Allen. So you wonder if some of what he was able to do in getting Josh Allen up to speed is going to rub off on Daniel Jones and do so in time to make the Giants think that maybe they still have a guy they can win with at the quarterback position. Otherwise, they're looking in free agency or the draft to find the next guy.
Yeah. Well, either make it or break it. The NFL is all about business. If you can win and compete, they'll stick with you. It's a meritocracy, that's for sure. Now, I have noticed this, Terry, and you've obviously been more involved in sports than I have, but I have noticed, especially with Twitter and all the social media things that we have today, but fans we are the kings and queens of overreaction. So, there's people out there that are calling Vrabel an idiot and fire him and all that stuff. And you're like, the Titans played how many different people last year and still was in competition at the end of the year to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, the Bengals had to kick a field goal to beat us. And you probably know the number that with injuries and all that stuff. And the Titans played a record number of people that came through there. I don't think another coach in the NFL did more with less than Adam Vrabel.
Yeah, I mean, certainly that's probably the big reason why he was coach of the year. They went through, like you said, a record 91 players last season and, lost Derrick Henry among those, went on injured reserve, missed quite a bit of time, a big chunk of the season. I think most of the people that all the offensive coordinators that are out there on in the stands, those 60,000, and then all the millions that are out there on Twitter, obviously not very happy with Todd Downing and some of the play calls that he made. But I think this Titans team certainly has to get back to its own identity. That's running the football with Derrick Henry, using play action to take shots down the field, and then defensively, they've got to get back to stopping the run. They cannot let the Bills do to them what the Giants did. And it's going to be a lot tougher this week going against Josh Allen, going against a Buffalo team that really showed out in the season opener, going to Los Angeles and just putting a beat down on the Super Bowl champion Rams. So this is a tough game for the Titans. But last year, you remember, they were demolished by Arizona in the season opener. And then nobody thinks they can go to Seattle and win. They're down double digits at halftime. And lo and behold, they win at Seattle. And that gets them on track to go 12-5 last year. So, who knows? I've learned not to ever pick against the Titans when they're an underdog, and not to ever say that they're a cinch to win when they're a favorite.
Hey, Terry, how's it going? Kind of hijacked the meeting here with you and Jason, but I did have a question for you. My voice is a little scratchy because I was at the game, and I did see a lot of good things, a lot of great things. I think even the way that Tannehill jogged onto the field, his poise was fantastic. Put the ball where it needed to be, did everything he needed to do towards the end of the game to get us in a chance and get us in a position to win. Do you put your blame on Randy Bullock or Todd Downing for this loss?
Well, I think, there's plenty of blame to go around. I mean, yeah, Randy Bullock's got to make that kick, but the truth of it is, should have never gotten into that position in the first place. As I mentioned earlier, had a 13-0 lead, and you've got to make sure that you don't squander that. And I think part of the blame goes to Todd Downing and the offensive play calling. Part of the, there were some breakdowns too. Those are not his fault. He can only call the plays. Some of the play calls, I question certainly handing it off to Chig Okonkwo on a tight end sweep on 3.5 yard when you've got Derrick Henry behind the quarterback there who can fall forward for a half yard. Right. So I certainly question that. And then, defensively, they've got to tackle better. They talk about how the preseason is not necessary, but I think defensive players needs preseason game reps just so that they can get in the groove of tackling, because remember, these guys haven't actually taken anybody to the ground since last January in the playoffs. So that's been 9 months ago. I think, probably, I think a lot of teams should really rethink whether or not their defensive players especially play in the preseason, because it does take some practice to start wrapping up and taking guys to the ground and making sure that your gap contains and controls are all correct.
Definitely. And I think also I did have a question about Cade Cunningham as well, because I saw that, he was electric when he came onto the team last year late in the season. I felt like he was explosive to the ball. He was always on the ground, or at least somewhere near the vicinity of the ball once it was down on the ground. He didn't seem to play as a significant role yesterday. So my question is, during camp, was that kind of seen a little bit, that he was kind of backing off a bit, or was he going as hard as we thought he might have, or what was your opinion on that, you think?
No, I mean, I didn't really notice anything out of the ordinary with Zach in the preseason and camp. But I think, he had a rough day on Sunday. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about that. He missed some tackles. He wasn't the only one. Mike Vrabel said that the team had double-digit missed tackles. And when you do that, you're letting guys get to the second level, the third level, and you saw it with some of the plays that the Giants were able to make in that ball game with Saquon Barkley and with some of their other guys, some of the receivers with runs after the catch. There was the Christian Fulton play where he blew the coverage against Sterling Shepard, gave up a 65-yard touchdown. So, there are lots of guys who had lapses, and it only takes one lapse, for a big play to happen. And I think, Zach Cunningham certainly knows that he didn't tackle very well on Sunday, but I think, he'll do what it takes to rectify that.
So as a fan, don't freak out is basically what you're saying.
Basically, there's 16 more games. So,
You're right.
you
You're
know.
right.
So you, Terry, just a minute ago, you mentioned Brian Dable coming from the Bills, and hats off to Brian Dable for just having the. I think that going for that 2-point conversion is such a critical moment. I'm sitting there thinking, oh, when they say he's leaving his offense on the field, I'm saying as a Titans fan, oh, please don't. Let's go to overtime, because the Giants have Saquon Barkley. They had so much momentum, and yet we still. You kind of broke a tackle there in the backfield. There was an opportunity to have gotten him in the backfield there, but that's such a critical moment for Dable, because they're coming from that Giants franchise that's kind of been down for a long time. And
I heard many times yesterday that was the first season opener the Giants have won in 12 years. That was a common phrase after the game.
I mean, he kind of put a lot of chips on that and set a tempo, but for the year and expectation. But Brian Dable coming from the Bills, what are some keys to beating the Bills September 19th when we go there, Monday Night Football?
I think, starts with trying to contain Josh Allen. I don't think you're going to completely stop a guy like that, but you've got to limit the explosive plays, and you've got to keep him in the pocket as much as possible. You can't let him get out on the edge where he has the option to run it or pass it. You got to make him go the long field. The Ryan Stonehouse, the new punter who's got a booming leg, can be a game changer, being able to change field position and things like that. Make the Bills go 75, 80, 85 yards, whatever it might be. I think, if you can force them, if you can win third down, force punts, force field goal tries, those are things that can keep you in a ball game and help you win at the end. I think the Titans need to control the clock. They need to feed the ball to Derrick Henry and then take shots down the field. They need to get, some of these new weapons that they've got involved, Austin Hooper, Robert Wood. Some of those guys need to get involved. I think they need to use Treylon Burks more, because he looks like he has the explosiveness that this offense lacks, because it was there last year with A.J. Brown, but A.J. was traded to Philadelphia. We all know that story and how that played out. Treylon Burks, I don't know that they're expecting him right away to be like A.J. Brown, but he has some similar qualities. He can run after the catch. He's a guy who can make people miss and gain yards. I think, that's a guy they need to get involved more and more in this offense.
Yeah, and speaking of AJ Brown, I saw all over my Facebook yesterday memes and all this stuff of AJ Brown and his stats, 155 yards receiving and all that stuff. And while I do wish he would have stayed in Tennessee, we all know this. Hindsight is always 20/20, right? I mean, it's always perfect. We can always look back on stuff, but he's not here now, and I'm glad. Treylon Burks, when the initial things with reports on him coming into camp, and he couldn't even make it to a practice. But it seems like he has he's gotten himself in shape and up to game speed, and I'm with you. I'm with you on that. So it's amazing how fast these guys can whip themselves up into shape. I was watching the Bucks and the Cowboys for a little while on Sunday night, and Leonard Fournette came in. They said at 260 pounds, so overweight. And if you looked at him on Sunday night, man, he looks as lean as he ever has. So good. I'm glad to see your observation on Treylon Burks. That gives me a lot of hope. All right, Justin.
Last thing for me was, did they run the play in camp where Dontrell Hilliard has the best hands on that team?
Well, they used him quite a bit on check downs and things like that on third down. But Dontrell Hilliard is certainly a nice find for them. They got him off the street last year. He bounced around with Cleveland and Houston a little bit. Sometimes guys just need an opportunity and the right fit. And Hilliard seems to have found that here with the Titans. He had a good game on Sunday with the 2 scores.
Definitely. Well, we appreciate you coming on, Terry. Really do appreciate it. We know you're one of the hardest working people out there covering the Titans, and definitely visit TitanInsider.com with no S. It is fantastic. Terry gives you the most up-to-date information and on Twitter as well. Follow Terry. And thanks again, Terry. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Terry.
All right. I guess we'll hit a break there, Jason. We'll come back, play your award-winning TikToks, I'm assuming.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Let's get in some fitness mode.
So everybody get excited, okay? I want you, during this break, I want you to get into a mental place where you're excited.
I'm about to show you how it's done.
We'll be right back.
This is Eric Berner with Rockcastle Wealth Advisors. I help people in the pursuit of making their money live as long as they do. People hire me because I use a customized, individualized, personal approach for the person I'm working with. Everyone's situation is different. One area I can help with is if you are newly or nearly retired, or maybe have changed jobs and have an old 401k account. You may need more information to help you clearly understand your options. Call me at 615-235-1058 or email eric@rockcastlewealth.com.
I highly recommend Sumner Funeral and Cremation because of their caring nature and attentiveness to detail.
Pre-planning your funeral now will bring you peace of mind and less stress to your loved ones. When the chaos of losing you happens, your family can honor and celebrate your life, knowing things are happening just as you wanted them to. Pre-planning determines the details of your funeral, cemetery services, and can be less expensive. We are honored to serve you and are always here for you in your time of need.
Sumner Funeral and Cremation. Traditional, affordable, dignified. SumnerFuneral.com.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with the tractor trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome.
At WellSkin Dermatology and Aesthetics, we pride ourselves in providing access, innovation, and a patient experience second to none. Access to care and treatment when you need it. Innovation with medical-led cosmetics and various on-site technologies for full-service treatments with a customer experience that is calming, casual, and effective. Independently owned, providing medical, surgical, pediatric, and cosmetic dermatology and more. Visit wellskinmd.com to schedule your appointment today. WellSkin Dermatology and Aesthetics. Access to healthier skin.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links.
Truck, I'm all thinking downtown Nashville now. We got the Lack of Drink truck, the Lack of Drink, Lowe's making a big delivery downtown. Man, we are, if I didn't have something to do, just we'd get in there and eat after we got off the show or something,
I'd be so down, man. Honestly, I would love to go down to Nashville today. It feels so good outside.
Right. I didn't tell you this, but I've got 1,000 followers on TikTok, so I can go live now. We can go down and go do a live TikTok.
Oh, no. That was the goal, wasn't it?
That was my goal, man. And then now I'm kind of like the dog that caught the car. I don't know what to do. I'm like, no, what kind of video do I make? I had so many ideas when, I should have written them all down.
Well, here's the thing. I'd like you to name all the ones you at least know now. Off the top of your head, go ahead. And you know what? As a live audience, I'll speak for our live audience and let you know if they're good or not.
I want to do a live of me doing cannonballs into my swimming pool.
Okay, that's approved. Definitely approved.
That would be funny, right? Big,
Absolutely.
big round guy doing. If I could get a signal, I'd like to do some videos. Since my handle is Mr. Lebanon, so I think I want to do. I live in Lebanon in Wilson County, and I think I would like to do lots of local interest videos. So maybe like going and eating at a taco joint on Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's riveting stuff there.
Yeah, and the only thing about eating on live, man, is that sometimes I forget my manners and I might smack a little bit, and so I'm real self-conscious about that. And so I'm like,
my deal is with the taco. Okay, so you eat the taco, the stuff falls out. It's just gone.
Then you scoop it up. You scoop it up with a fork and eat it.
And that's not the prettiest thing to do, you know.
Yeah, I would like to do a live hiking some of the trails out at Cedars of Lebanon, but I don't know that I would get enough service out there to be able to do it. It's a little sus.
Yeah, well, I think the service that I would be worried about is my physical capability.
I don't know. You could do it. You could do it for sure. There's just some of the things like there's a little rocky in you got to be careful with your ankles, or you'll wind up breaking one of them. But those are a couple.
Yeah. Let's do this day in history. Let's see if you can guess it.
This day in history. What do you want me to guess?
Let me give you a date, and I'll say what obviously something significant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me find some. This is fantastic TV. Here we go. You know what? We're just gonna do celebrity birthdays.
Do you want
ready? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you the person, and then you know the rules we have to get. And for those who you don't, you have to get within 2 years of the celebrity. Either way. So if the celebrity's 26, you have to guess either 24 or 28 to be correct.
Okay.
Good?
Yeah.
All right. Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry is 52.
Nice guess. 53. Okay. Goolesby on the board. Ding ding. Nice job. Nice job. All right. Let's go. Playboy Cardi.
Who?
His name is Playboy Cardi. Playboy with an I on the end of that.
33. I don't know. Is he a rapper?
Yes, he is a rapper. And your guess was what?
33.
25.
Yeah.
Playboy Cardi. Let's see who else we got.
I've heard some of his songs.
Yeah. You might be getting a little bit of younger people now that I'm doing instead of our good friend Joseph. Let's see.
Joseph, our good friend Broseph.
Broseph, dude. Okay, how about we do Chris Hansen? You got to get Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen.
Yes. From we know why you're here. Is there a reason why you brought? I don't want to say the word, to see a 13-year-old girl.
What's he?
Dayline NBC.
Oh,
yeah, he's the guy that the that the pedophiles would show up and see.
Yeah, To Catch a Predator. 42.
Ooh, he would have liked that you said that. 62.
No.
Let's see what else we got here.
I was thinking about somebody else then. I know that show though. Yeah, boy, that'd be weird.
Man, no, very awkward.
I didn't do anything wrong, but I wasn't convicted, but I was on To Catch a Predator.
Right.
Put that on your resume and try to get some jobs. You have any on-camera experience? Well, I wasn't convicted, but I was on.
Select other if something else has happened, and if other, explain. So should we end with your TikToks here?
Sure. I need to set this up. You can't see me because of most of the time when I come on the show, I've worked out in the morning and I'm all.
I mean, you look jacked, bro.
I'm all video. And I gotta show, the viewers. Look at that. Start a wonderful life. How do you start a wonderful life? You get you a massage gun. This is a very integral part, Justin, when you get my age and you get closer to 50 than 40.
Right.
But this is not just a regular massage gun.
Okay.
It is for athletes and fitness lovers.
All right. You have to be both. Okay.
I'm athletic. I'm athletic, and
I see.
because
they wouldn't give it to you unless you
that's
were.
right. You got to show your athleticism card for them to even. And the fitness lovers, I mean, I love fitness. I love fitness biscuit in my mouth.
Still counts.
Still counts. I'm a fitness lover. So, I mean, that is a perfect setup. Are you going to show them the box jumping video?
So we have both. So right. Whichever one you'd like to start with.
I'm going to give a free shout out to Remove Fitness that's in Lebanon and Mount Juliet. My brother-in-law, Mark Vaughn, works out there. And on Saturday mornings, they have it's open class and it's free. And he convinced me Friday night, because we're at my in-laws' 50th wedding anniversary. Shout out to Rob and Betty Winslow. And we ate lots of pizza and cake. And then Mark was like, you ought to go work out with me in the morning. So I went down and did this CrossFit style video. And when I was in college and high school, I was very good for a short, little pudgy fat guy. I was really good at doing box jumps. Now my vertical, I can't jump up and touch halfway up the net on a basketball goal.
Me neither. I can't either. I don't understand how it happens.
I can't. I mean, my vertical is like 6 inches. I cannot jump.
We'll have to end the show on this video. So
okay. Well then, but I've always been good at box jumps. And so when we were down there Saturday morning, I was like, hey Mark, take my phone and do a video of me jumping on the box. And I did do one to make sure that I could do it first.
And you did it.
Yeah. Show this video. This should be an inspiration to all those, that want to be fit like me.
Absolutely. And there we go. And tomorrow, same time, same place, same people. Yeah. We'll see you there. And we're going to end this show on Jason Goolesby being the athlete we all knew he was. Everybody have a good one.
Coming in hot.
No big. I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot.